What's going on, guys? We'll get into the latest Mavericks news and rumors here in just a few moments. But before we do, I do want to give you guys a little update on our subscriber battle. Mavericks Today at 240 subs this month. The Lakers report is at 227. So while we're still winning the battle, let's finish the last week of January strong by hitting that subscribe button. It's youtube.com/MavsTV. Mavs are going to be busy over these next 12 days or so leading up to the trade deadline, so this is your one-stop shop for all of the latest Mavericks news. And without further ado, let's hop right in. What the hell is going on in Dallas? Welcome into today's show. My name is Jeffrey Cooperstein, and man, the blows just keep coming for this Dallas Mavericks team. First, it was Dereck Lively. Then it was Dwight Powell. Now, it's Maxi Kleber. Maxi Kleber against the Celtics on Saturday suffered a broken foot, and now he is going to be out for at least 1 month. The Mavericks' big situation is in absolute shambles at the moment, with Kleber the latest being to go down. And now the Mavs have one healthy big on the roster. That guy is Daniel Gafford. Take a look at what the Mavericks have right now at big. Dereck Lively, he's out 1, 2, 3 months with a fractured foot. No one actually knows. Dwight Powell, out indefinitely with a hip strain. Maxi Kleber, he now has a fractured foot. Daniel Gafford's your only healthy big, and Gafford is a guy that has not shown the propensity to stay healthy throughout an entire season. I wouldn't call him injury prone, but he will get hurt at some point. I don't wish that on him, but if he's going to take on the load that the Mavericks are going to ask him to take on here, it's an inevitability that he gets hurt. And that is why I believe the Mavericks must make a move immediately. Not next week, not tomorrow, today. They have to make a move. And the quickest move for them to be able to do that, to get immediate reinforcements, is to sign Jamarion Sharp from the G League Texas Legends. He was obviously with the Mavericks in Summer League. He was with the Mavs in preseason. Mavs need to cut Kessler Edwards and sign Jamarion Sharp today to a two-way contract. Obviously, if this happens, we will update you, but I think they have to do this right now. You can't have Daniel Gafford and Kessler Edwards as your center duo. It simply doesn't work. And I'm not saying Jamarion Sharp is the solution to the Mavericks' problems, but he is a temporary stopgap before the Mavs make a bigger move in the trade deadline, in the buyout market, whatever the case may be. Jamarion Sharp this season for the G League Texas Legends, 6.6 points, 8 boards, 3 blocks a night in 22 and a half minutes per game, 24 games played. Look, Sharp has a role in the NBA because he has a discernible skill. If you have one NBA skill in your arsenal, you can make it in this league. And Jamarion Sharp showed something in Summer League that can be used in the NBA. If you can block shots like he can, he has a natural ability to block shots, you're going to find a role in this league. And the Mavericks need Sharp right now. He's 7'5", so he's a really big body. He'd be the tallest player in the NBA if that means anything to you. I think this is the move Nico Harrison has to make. Not next week, today. Because coming up, the Mavericks are facing a bunch of teams that have some size. And if Daniel Gafford's your only guy out there, you're going to get bullied on the glass. You can't be running Kessler Edwards out there. And I know that Edwards is a guy that has some size there, and the Mavs have used him. He started a game, and he played against the Boston Celtics. Maybe it's Jazz Gortman that you cut. I don't think it's Brandon Williams. Either way, they have to get this guy in. They literally do not have a choice at this point unless they're going to play Daniel Gafford 40 minutes a night. And you just simply can't do that. I think the Mavs are in crisis mode right now, man. Let me know down in the comments if you would sign Jamarion Sharp. Type S for sign or type P for pass. I think it's an absolute no-brainer that the Mavericks sign Jamarion Sharp right now. I think Nico Harrison has to go out and do it. But this will be the pinned comment on today's show. In just a couple of moments, I'm going to tell you guys about our sponsor, which is PrizePicks. But while I'm doing that, go on down there and get your votes. And should the Mavericks sign Jamarion Sharp to a two-way contract? Today's show is sponsored, of course, by our good friends over at PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. The big game is almost here, and it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last football game of the season with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the big game. Prize Picks is also giving away one free pick for the game, where one of the starting quarterbacks will need to throw only 1 yard to win. If you're correct on at least one more projection, you can win some real cash. Check out the promos tab for any of our Super Sweat Millie winners big game lineups. If you tail a lineup that goes 3 for 3, you can win a split up to $1 million in promo funds. PrizePicks is the best place to get action on sports in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, and Florida. And they, of course, put their members first. So all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. And when my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Here's what I have for the football games today. I'm taking the more on Jaden Daniels, half a passing yard. So if you think Jaden Daniels is going to throw for 1 yard today, take the more there, pair it with a couple other projections. You can win some real money. The other projections I have, Jake Elliott, more on 1.5 field goals made. And Xavier Worthy, big X for Kansas City, 4.5 rushing yards. I'm taking the more on that as well. You can copy my picks or you can make picks of your own. Just please make sure you do it with our friends over at PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today. Use code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win to receive that bonus. It is guaranteed. It is PrizePicks. Run your game. I think Nico Harrison has to be active at this trade deadline, and I think he will. Every year that Nico has been in charge, the Mavericks have made at least one move at or around the deadline. Kyrie Irving, Kristaps Porzingis. Last year it was Gafford in Washington. And I think this year will be no different, especially given the Mavericks' absolute dire need at big man right now. We took a look at some potential Dereck Lively replacements in the previous video, and I'll go ahead and throw those on screen here again. Here are just some guys I think the Mavs could potentially take a look at. Jonas Valanciunas out of Washington, very affordable. He's a vet. He could fit right in here. Duop Reith is a younger guy who played a lot last season, is out of the rotation this year, but like his upside. Kelly Olynyk can shoot the three. He's just a veteran that knows what he's doing, doesn't have to play a whole lot. Jamarion Sharp, probably the most expensive guy as far as trading assets goes. Younger guy, he's really good for Brooklyn alongside Nick Claxton in their center duo role. And Andre Drummond, who can rebound the hell out of the basketball. Really think he'd be a solid fit, and he's on an expiring contract as well. So any of these five guys, I think I'd be pretty happy with. But if the Mavericks got Jamarion Sharp, Jonas Valanciunas, or Andre Drummond, I think I'd be really, really excited about that. And then a couple of other names to watch that we haven't really mentioned here on the channel yet. Myles Turner of the Indiana Pacers and Nikola Vucevic of the Bulls. Now, Vucevic, I don't think really fits what the Mavs are trying to do. He's not a great defender whatsoever. He can rebound it a little bit. He can score a lot. He's got 2 years left at about $20 million. So I'm not a huge fan of the Mavericks acquiring Vucevic. But Myles Turner, on the other hand, I think I'd really like. And Turner, I've kind of flip-flopped on over the past few years. But in the current state that he's in, where the Mavericks are, I think I'd really take him. So let's focus on Myles Turner here for just a moment, as the report from the Athletics' Jovan Buha came out the other day that the Pacers might quietly be shopping Turner at the trade deadline. So here's what Buha had to say on that. I've heard Turner is going to be an unrestricted free agent this summer, and he's going to want $30+ million, and I've heard that Indiana is not sure if they want to give him $30+ million. I heard from a league source that Indiana might kind of sneakily be open to trading Myles Turner, and that would be interesting because they did give him an extension I think it was 2 years ago, that gave him a raise and then extended his contract by a year. So as a rental piece, I'm in on Myles Turner as a rental, to be honest. I'm not looking to pay him that $30 million a year either. But for half a season, less than half a season plus a playoff run, I'd absolutely be in on a Myles Turner trade. And the only problem and snafu that it would take is it would certainly be a multi-team deal to get it done. Like, I don't think the Mavs have the assets that the Indiana Pacers would like, and the Pacers are still trying to make a run at the playoffs as well. So I think it would be a difficult deal, but it's something that if Indiana is intent on trading him, I would certainly be open to the prospect of acquiring Myles Turner. Look, he's a Dallas native. We know that he would love to play here. I think the assimilation process for him wouldn't take very long, given the fact that he's from here. He can just go live in his childhood home, or he could live in an apartment in Dallas. He already knows the city, so that wouldn't be a big deal whatsoever. He'd be on a winning team, so I don't think that would be a problem. And oh, by the way, he's a really, really good player. Myles Turner this season averaging 15.5 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, shooting 49% from the field and 40.4% from 3, which is really impressive for Myles Turner so far this season. So I think that this could be something that the Mavericks could certainly be interested in. Now, the question is this, because like I said, I don't think Myles Turner is someone that the Mavericks would look to sign long-term. And maybe I could be wrong on that, but I don't think he is. So you have to ask yourself this question. What are you giving up for a rental? Are you giving up 2 first-round picks? Are you doing like you did last year and trying to acquire another first to then flip that to go get Myles Turner? I think it's an interesting prospect, man. Like, I would like Myles Turner on this team, but at what cost? What are you giving up? Is it Kleber and Hardy, and then you're pairing that with another first-round pick from another team along with one of your own first-round picks? So I think it's certainly a complicated deal that the Mavericks would have to jump through a bunch of red tape in order to get done. But if they could get it done, I think Myles Turner would be a hell of an addition to this team, given where the Mavericks are at the big man spot at this moment. You guys be the GM down in the comments, though. How many first-round picks would you give up to rent Myles Turner for the rest of the season? Would it be 0? Would it be 1? Would it be 2? I'm curious to see what you guys think. Let me know down below in the comments section. That is going to do it for today's show. Thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Jeffrey Cooperstein, and this is Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. It's youtube.com/Mavericks TV, Mavs TV, excuse me. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We'll be live tomorrow for the game, so go ahead and join us there. We always have a bunch of fun on our watch parties. Even though the Mavs aren't playing super well at the moment, we absolutely love doing the watch parties. I love interacting with all of the Mavs fans there. So stay tuned for that. And of course, if the Mavericks make a move, we will have you covered. So lock us in, and we'll see you soon here on the channel.